All right. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our discussion of maximizing grant suite. I'm Jay Hackett. Yes, in different places. A quick check-in. If you can, just go ahead and type. Okay, good morning, good morning. Go ahead and type in where you're from, where you're clicking in from. California, New York City. You know, I was in New York. I went to New York. Years ago, I did a fashion line called J. Tyrese. Well, my fashion line is called J. Tyrese. And I did a fashion show. The fashion show was called Strapped. And so I came up to New York to go to that fabric store, Mood. And I went around and it was boring. It was real boring. I thought New York would just be so excited. It was boring. I went to eat breakfast at the Waldorf Astoria. It was nasty. I said, you know what, this is crazy. How in the world New York so fancy and so ugly at the same time? So I'm Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw, y'all have some of the best hairstylists in the world. Yeah, anyway, I did the fashion line. It was great, but I didn't do it anymore. I was too busy. I grew up around a whole bunch of women, so I know how to do hair just because I just grew up like that. And with Marcel. So anyway, when we used to have the hair books, Candace, you know what I'm talking about? Well, you probably do, because Saginaw has some bad hairstylists. Anytime I was looking at the hair books and trying to copy stuff they can do, I saw the best stuff, most creative things was from Saginaw. What you mean, Candace? I didn't say thank you. Oh, they have an ugly side and a glamorous side. Okay. Maybe so. That's because, you know, in some places, the better the hairstylist, the more violent it is. I don't know. Charlotte, okay. California, Aiken, Brevard, Texas, California. It's early out there in California, ain't it? Oh, Jesus, yeah. Before y'all came on, yeah, a lot of people normally mention Detroit. But no, Saginaw. And one of my favorite gospel groups, Risen. I think they're from Saginaw, Michigan, right? Are they, Canada? Every time I hear them, I hear them talk about Saginaw. Okay. Y'all, we wanted to take this time to go through Grant Suite, so that you all could get an understanding of how to use it, maybe as a quick start. It is a very powerful database, and it does a lot. So we want to make sure that you know how to use it and that you don't get lost. So this is a super beginner's guide to it. As you go through the software, you can toggle around with it, play around with it. Lots more that you see. All right. So are y'all ready to get into it? Grant Suite. When I designed the software, I designed it because lots of people were asking me questions about grants, and some of those were really simple. Also, there were grants that I saw come around over and over again. And then what I noticed about grants was whenever you're writing a grant, yesterday I got notice that we were awarded a grant for $70,000. So I got that notice yesterday, and that's while I was submitting a grant for $50,000. I checked my email to make sure that it had gone through, and we got and we got notice that we were recommended for award for a $70,000 grant. Anyway, what I noticed across grant activities was that there are some things that are normal to all grants. This is the basis for my teaching. This is the basis for my training, so that I can show you that if you do these few things, if you do these quick, easy steps, you'll be able to respond to and to apply for multiple grants. Now, there are what I call level 1 grants, level 2 grants, level 3 grants. Level 1 grants are typically less than $5,000. They're easy to get, and they require a little bit of writing and no attachments. Level 2 grants require attachments, and those are often 6 figures. And then level 3 grants are those that require interviews. All right. So you have level 1 grants. They're less than 5K, no attachments. All right. And then level 2 grants, these typically go up to about 50,000. Sometimes they're 100, but they go up to 50,000, and they require attachments. They do not require interviews. All right. And then level 3 grants are those that are 100,000 and up. They require attachments. They require interviews. And sometimes they also will ask you to do different rounds. So that's how I break down grants. The bulk of the grants that are in Grant Suite are level 1 and level 2. All right. There are some larger grants in there, but you'll see that no, I'm not showing my screen yet. But you'll see that the more money that you request, the more steps there are in the grant. So when you think about Grant Suite, it is a software. It's like having a grant writer in your pocket. You'll put in your basic information, and then we pre-fill thousands of applications for you. And whenever you want to, you just access that application, and you'll find that already has your information in it. After that, you just tweak it as needed. And then I'm not showing my screen yet, but I will be. After that, you just tweak it, and then you submit it. All right. So how many of y'all ready to get started? Now, this software, last week we got 45,000 and 40,000. This week, 70,000. That's 85 plus 70. That's 155,000 in 2 weeks. 155,000 in 2 weeks generated. And this is the software we use. All right. Are y'all ready? All right. So everybody, if you can open up your screen, you can go into, if you already have Grant Suite, you can go to it, open up a new screen, and go ahead and log in. Now, before we go into this, does anybody have any questions that you already have about the software? If there are questions you already have about the software, you go ahead and type them in. We have some of our tech team here. And then we're going to go in how to use it. But for right now, were there any questions, any problems that you've had? All right, Mark, can you check the chat for questions for me?
So we have one from Miss Misty Pearson. Right. She said it's not saving. Can you elaborate on that one, Miss Pearson?
So when I do a grant in here, and I'm trying to get back to it because it's been a while, and I hit save so that I'm able to download and print, it's not saving.
All right. Hello, Misty. There might be information that's required for you to fill in before it gets saved. Okay. We can set a call after the demonstration to dive deep on what's your workflow before you're saving.
Okay.
All right. I haven't fully finished setting up my nonprofit. Should I go ahead and register? Yes, you should go ahead and register, because some of the grants what's in here is not just grants. You have grants in here, sponsorship letters, partnership letters, emails are in here, emails to council members, emails to foundations, emails to letters to set up meetings with people. Like, all of that is in here. So you definitely want to go ahead and get it, because it's much more than grant. It's also how to communicate with the people you need. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So this is the overview. Actually, Kim, do you want to give the overview and just the parts of the software from this screen?
Yeah, sure thing. Right. So hello. All right. So on the left side, you will find so the whole screen is divided into 3 easy digestible sections. So on the left side, leftmost, you can see the major settings or major options. If you want to go to opportunities, you will be redirected to our latest opportunities, which is easy to separate from. So you have filters for category, country, and templates. And when you go to templates, you will see some of the existing opportunities with templates. As you can see, Dr. Hackett is demoing how to filter from with templates and without templates. And so the reason for this is we want to be able to show you which of the templates or which of the grants you can readily use with templates. As for without templates, we are showing you opportunities that you can research and see, and then later on we will update them with templates. Now on the third option from the left window pane, we have the actual templates. All right, so on the rightmost, we have the help corner, which is a window pane that lets you walk through some of the more general information about how to get started. So for example, you will be redirected to some information about eligibility requirements, guidelines, funders' focus and priorities. And so that gives you a bit of an idea on how to set up or get started with your grant templates. And so on the middle window pane is where the action happens. It shows you the information about templates, some lists, and you can even search for specific templates that piqued your interest before. So for example, Dr. Hackett, can we hover on the Zimmer Family Foundation grant? Right. So you can visit the source and you can see where that grant is coming from, and you can get more details about it. And then on the grants,
let's look at this, for example. The Zimmer Foundation, they have multiple steps. You see it starts with a letter of inquiry. The letter of inquiry is this right here. And you submit it based on their instructions, and you'll always see a contact person. Whenever they say contact us, you always contact them for something. Even if you want to ask them about eligibility, you might want to ask, always, even if you think that you're eligible, whatever it is, you must, I shouldn't say must. Well, what I'm saying to you is, if you want to get the grants, you're going to have to activate this contact us. Even though people are reviewing these things and they're trying to be objective, if they know you and they're aware of you, there are better chances of you getting the grant. All right. And just so that you understand what goes into these letters of inquiry, your name, address, and website, that all that should be on your letterhead, your email, phone number, contact person, your mission statement, organization's annual budget amount, and your tax ID number, or fiscal if you're a for-profit and a nonprofit is operating as your fiscal agent, then you want that information in there. The project description is no more than 2 pages. And if you have Grant Suite, then you have the project description available to you already. And then you just put in the requested amount and you attach your IRS letter. This one asks you to also include a 1-page budget of revenue and expenses. If you have QuickBooks, that's really simple. You just download the last year's profit and loss statement, or you download this year's current operating budget, and you make sure that that's ready. That's your letter of inquiry. This one is not written for you. This is multiple steps. All right. But this letter of inquiry is not written for you. I should say it that way. But all the pieces are available there. All right.
Oh, to get there, Coach Hackett, you went to just clicked on letter, like on available. Wait a minute, let me go back.
No, we clicked on visit source, and that's what came up.
Oh, visit source.
Opportunity.
Okay.
Visit source.
all right, continuing from seeing the opportunities here, I just want to highlight one thing and one key takeaway from how powerful Grant Suite is. So what we imagine Grant Suite to be is a grant writer in your pocket. So if you go to manage profile, you actually set this up one time upon sign up, and then you get in the information of your organization into these fields. Can we show them? Yeah. So we have organization information, and if we expand that, we get a sense of we can.
Let's actually show them one at a time. So this is where you set it up, and it has your main organization. But some of you are not only writing for you, you're writing for more than one organization. Or maybe you're doing this as a business and you're serving more than one organization. You see that I have an organization right here, Black Wall Street. That's the organization I founded, and I write for them. It asks if they're nonprofit, for-profit, etc. I put in all the information. However, I can also add an organization. To add an organization, you go here and you click the plus sign, and then you get started. All right, Kim?
Yes, that's so awesome. That's one of the powerful features of Grant Suite, wherein you can put in as much organization information as you want, and you never have to enter this ever again. So as you can see, we've already created an organization, which is Black Wall Street, and we're creating another one called Jordan Peer Recovery Incorporated. So once what Dr. Hackett is doing in here is keying in all the needed information, and once that's done, we can actually apply it to multiple templates as you want. So we're not just saving you time, effort, we're also saving you the opportunities that you want to apply on later. So you're able to return from the opportunities and apply to the grants that you want. So let's just wait a little bit to finish the information. And so as I've said, you get to enter that one time, and you can apply it to hundreds and even sometime later thousands of grants at your disposal. So this is a powerful tool to apply and try it to as many grants as you want. But of course, it's not just quantity that we're after, we're also after quality. That's why we made it easy for you to sift through the hundreds of grants through specific categories that pique your interest or relate to your organization. So the fields that Dr. Hackett is filling in here are the fields that we think most grants would require. So we've done studies on this, and we know that this information through experience get asked a lot on previous grants or multiple grants. Okay, so while Dr. Hackett is filling in information, I'm looking through the chat to see questions. What do you do if your nonprofit is just starting? How do we submit budget?
Right. If your nonprofit is just starting, then you have an estimated budget. You do this on an Excel spreadsheet. If you don't know how to do budget, there's a training that I do specifically on your budget. I think it's called How to Create Your Budget. But Mark, you can give them that link if anybody needs that training on how to create your nonprofit budget. If you're just starting out, it might just be $50,000, but you're doing that as a proposed budget. It's what you think you might get. Once you fill in your details, you click save. But if you have not filled in each thing, it's not going to allow you to move forward. So you have to put something in each box, okay? When you're filling out your profile, you have to put something in each box.
And so this ensures that we're getting all the information required for us to be able to apply to most of the grants. There's a question, or rather a statement from Therese Militante. I need that budget. All right, so Mark has already sent a link. Therese, you might want to access it down below. There's also another question, statement of need. Where is that found? Right, so currently, Gladys, Dr. Hackett is filling in the statement of need. So it comes after expected results or outcomes and just before your organization's address.
All right. So the statement of need, that's a specific class that I've already gone over. But for you all that have never done a statement of need, all you do is go online and you look up 20 data points. You need 20 data points. That becomes your statement of need. The 20 data points are 20 pieces of data related to whatever it is that your program focus is. So I'm doing this one just by memory. And once you do it, you save it so that you never have to do it again. I know that the Prison Policy Institute reports that when unemployment for the general public is 3%, then unemployment for returning citizens or recovering citizens is 27%. That's why I say it's 9 times worse. The example that all of my students have is the 2-page grant that I wrote. That grant was the one that was awarded for $148,000. But I show you in there how you can take lots of information and squeeze it down into just a few sentences. Whenever you get your piece of information, you can copy and paste them into here. Once you put it into here, it's always here.
Awesome. I just want to highlight what Dr. Hackett is doing. So you can, if your business is in Google Maps or any Google address, then the system automatically fills this in for you. So as you can see, Dr. Hackett did not he didn't have to key in the state, city, country, and zip code. So the system does that automatically for you.
Now, at the bottom, you'll insert your board members. Anytime that you're getting started, you already have at least 3 board members. You just type their name. So you go in, undo what I did. You see board members, you click on the plus sign, and you type the board members. Big Bird, Oscar, the Grouch, Oscar, the Grouch. And,
I wish I have board members too, Dr. Hackett.
Say it again.
I wish I have those board members too.
Yeah. All right. And then you click save. Once you have your organization there. So now we have 2.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
right.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. So it asks you as a for-profit or nonprofit because the software can be used for both for-profits and nonprofits. Once you have this set up, now you're able to go, and you always want to check this side right here. You see what's checked off? If we click on that one, then that one's checked off. Whichever organization you are writing for at that time, make sure that that's the one that's checked off. Because what happens is when you go to opportunities, you want to show the ones with templates. You want to use this grant template. It's going to pre-fill, and this is the magic. It pre-fills this with information from that agency. You don't have to rewrite this grant. And this is the spring 2023 grant that's available. This is pre-filled with the information that we've already inserted for this organization. Wow. All right. So let's show you a finished example. Let's show you one that's already done. And before I show you the one that's already done, if that one is finished for Black Wall Street, but all I have to do is click on Jordan Peer Recovery, and you'll see it's not only finished for Black Wall Street, but if Jordan Peer Recovery wanted to do it, it's finished for them too.
Wow, that is fast.
And if I had 100 different organizations right here, it's finished for all of them. And that's how it works exponentially. That's why this is different from any other grant software that you'll see, because this one actually pre-writes the grant for you. Yesterday, the $70,000 grant, the $70,000 grant that was awarded, we did it using this same software. It is the thing that I do. How is it that I'm able to get so many grants so quickly? It's because I have this software that does all the hard work for me, all the repetitive work, all the stuff that I might forget, etc. Then when the one that I worked on yesterday was a community foundation grant. I was on a train from DC, and then I had a podcast with Black Enterprise Magazine, and then I had something happen at the house. There was a tree that fell on my back deck. I had some meetings, and I only had like an hour to work on this grant. Gratefully, the hard work was already done. The software did the hard work for me, and all I had to do was tweak it at the end, and we were able to submit it. You'll be able to do the same thing. You can do it for your organization. If you're doing this as a business, serving multiple organizations, you can do that. Matter of fact, did we put a limit on how many organizations you can have? Is there a limit?
Currently, there's no limit, Dr. Hackett, so they can put it as many organizations as they want.
There's no limit, so you can do it, and that's fine. We want you to use it. We want you to use it, and want you to be the go-to person in your community for making sure that people have the money to do what they need to do.
Dr. Hackett, there's a couple of questions. So the first question is, if the company is a sole proprietorship, can we put the owner's name as the board member until the company's status is upgraded on our state registration as an LLC?
You can in this software, yes, but that's only for this software. For your state registrations, etc., whatever their rules are will be the rules you need to follow. But for this software, just filling in those blanks, yes.
There's another statement here, Dr. Hackett. It's from Rutanya Sellers. I really didn't understand this software prior to this, so kudos on demoing the software for our users. There's also another statement, Dr. Hackett, we need the replay.
Yes, anybody that has the software, you'll get this replay. We did this for you. Now, there might be some brand new people here. If you don't have the software, then I guess you don't need the replay. But if you don't have the software, you need the software. Is there anybody here that does not have the software right now? Anybody? Alex asked a question. How do we charge other organizations if we write and are awarded grants for them? The standard rate for grant writers is $150 an hour, $150 an hour. The average grant takes 20 hours to write. Now, this software has made it super simple and super easy. So it takes time out of the equation. All right. The reason that it costs so much is because grant writing can be time consuming, especially if you're just now getting into it. This software does so much of the work for you that it cuts down on the time. That does not mean that your time is less valuable. So for me, I don't charge by time. My lowest rate, if I write a grant for anybody, my lowest rate is $5,000, and that's for a small grant. For those of you that are just starting out, you might want to consider the amount of the grant, the amount of work that you have to do. Think about what you're comfortable with and what make you happy. What make you happy to write that for the folks. But just because you're using a software to make it quicker for you does not mean that it needs to be cheaper. Because those same checks that are coming to them, those checks are not going to be cheaper because you use the software. Like I drive a Tesla. The fact that my car does not have an engine, does not have a gas, does not change the fact that the car is getting me where I need it to go. All right. Tasha, you're purchasing it today. All right. And Tawana. Yeah, if y'all need the software, go ahead, Mark, give them the $997 rate.
Got it, sir. I just dropped it in the chat.
Okay. I keep saying I'm gonna take this down. And y'all don't believe it. And then one day it's just not gonna be available. Y'all don't play with me like that. Yeah. If you want it, grab it for the $997. I'm super excited about the software because for me it's a dream come true. When I thought of it and designed it, I wondered how I could get my brain into a computer. And I'm just glad that it's there. But there's thousands of grants in here. There are already 1,000 of them that are pre-written for you. So, and the idea of worth, like, I just want folks to, I want folks to use it. Have you ever done something and you just want folks to do it? Like any of y'all out there cook? Anybody out there cook? Anybody cooks? And it's like when you cook, you it took you a long time. It took you a whole bunch of steps, and all you want to do is sit back and watch people eat it. Like you don't even be hungry. You know what I mean? It's just, man, I just want to make sure, what do everybody think about what I cook? Because I really worked on it. You get what I'm saying? That's how it is. I've been cooking this up for a while. As a matter of fact, the first software that I designed, it did not work. And I learned that everything, all work is working. Just because something doesn't end up the way you wanted it to, doesn't mean it's not working. What my first software did for me, it actually showed me that I need to be more clear. Tab says, I like people who good. My first software showed me that I need to be more clear about what it needed to do. And the way that I got clear, and I'm telling you all this for you nonprofit leaders and you business leaders, the way I got clear was by listening to what people said. So all of your feedback, all of your comments, all of your Facebook posts, I've been taking all that in so that I can use it to make things better. You get what I'm saying? So I was listening okay, people are just getting started. They need something to help them just get started. Okay, all right. So that's what I did. So when I was able to go back to the drawing board and design this and to see it, and y'all notice the pictures is people that look like us and everything. It's man, this is just a dope feeling. So anyway, I don't want to get off track. My point is, if any of you don't have it, you need to grab it now. Just like the cook, getting the chef cooking in the kitchen, cooking up stuff. I've been in the kitchen cooking this up. The whole team has been working on it. And we're glad to have it available to you all. But this thing has generated at least, I'm talking about just for me, $150,000 in 2 weeks. $155,000 actually, $155,000 in 2 weeks, which means that I should be charging $15,000 for it. If you get one grant, if you just get one grant for this software, it more than pays for itself. So it's free. I want to show you all a finished product. I have the software, go ahead, but I want to show you a finished product.
So, Dr. Hackett, are you going to offer, I think you had a class and you said it was 4 people that wanted to offer this as a business. Is that in your shop too? Or you remember you taught that class and it was for people that had Grant Suite and wanted to understand how to set it up as a business, as a profit deal. So, okay.
Yeah.
It's in your shop?
Well, that's the that one is going on already. Did you miss? I thought you had already known about it.
I knew about, but it's actually in process. It's still in class or whatever. Okay, so you'll offer it again, I guess, right?
Yeah, grant writing as a business.
Yeah.
And if any of you want to do, are there any of you here that want to do grant writing as a business? Well, specifically, you want me to train you to do grant writing as a business. If that's you, you'll need to DM me. That first group of people, we've already started with them.
Yes, sir. They're about to end, or actually they're about to be like graduate next week.
So then,
how long was it, Miss Dr. Hackett? How long was the class?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah. Okay.
6 weeks.
But see, you know how you are. You're gonna offer a special, and we're gonna be like, hey, I'm done with you.
I know.
You know, you always be like,
that's a shame. They know I'll be setting price and then offer a special in a minute.
You know how you, Mr. Harper, do
that. So for people that want to do this as a business, this is how you want to think about it. How much money can you get for the people in your community? Well, not when I say people, I am not talking about individuals. So let's make this real clear, because somebody, there are people that contact me and they themselves have a personal need and they want a grant for their personal need. We have to be clear. Grants are not for that. The grant is for you to provide for somebody else's personal need. So Althea, for example, if Althea, and the ladies that we were just talking to, I'm in relationship with both of them, so I know them. They're part of my programs. I'm teaching them all kind of things, and so we've developed over time. The voices that you heard were Althea and Granny T. Let's say that Althea had a personal need. She personally needed some food. It would be inappropriate. It would be wrong for Althea to write a grant so she could personally get food. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That would be wrong. When you write a grant, you're writing the grant so that you can help somebody else. That's what you're doing. You're writing the grant so you can help somebody else. Now, when it comes to for-profit grants, the for-profit grant is designed to help you as a for-profit business owner, but it's not going to replace your sales. It's in order to help you do something, help you reach more people, help you buy a piece of equipment, help you create more jobs, help you do various things, right? But if a person needs money for their rent, they do not need to be trying to write a grant for them to get money for their rent. They need to go to some agency that has already gotten money to help people with their rent. And it might be that they go to Granny T's organization because Granny T has used this software in order to get emergency rent, so that when people have emergency rent needs, she can be the agency that gives out the grant. Does this make sense? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Sounds good. So the grant is not for you to digest. It's for you to distribute. Matter of fact, let's say it like that. Mark, capture that so I can post that. It's not for you to digest. It's for you to distribute. I need to make that a post, because a lot of people are reaching out to me because they have a personal need. And while I have sympathy for their personal need, the answer to that need is not a grant.
But you know why they're doing that? Because you'll see it'll be advertised as a grant for paying your rent, or a grant for, individual grants. It'll be advertised that. And so maybe people are thinking, it's not. Yeah.
That's why I have to clarify it. Clarify it. because the language out there, it's looking like something, but it means something different. That's why I'm doing the grant dictionary, the granttionary, so that people can understand this stuff. It is a whole new world. It's a whole new language. But that's what I specialize in. I've been speaking this language for the last 25 years. So y'all got to deal with my nerdiness.
Somebody says to go to jail, Grant.
Do I have a network of clients that we can access that I could partner with or use their services? Do I have a network of clients that we can access that I could partner with and use their services? You mean grant writers? Do I have a network of clients as grant writers? Now, Lynn, you my friend. So what you talking about? I don't know yet. Do you have a network of clients that we can access that I could partner with or use their services? Well, I think yes. Yes. So the people that are here, all of the people that are here are not vetted. Some of them that are here are people that purchased a thing from me, and they purchased the thing, and they're at different levels. Some of them I've known for a long time. Some of them I'm only known for a little bit of time. But when we talk today, I can refer you. I can refer you. All right. I'm completely starting out. Oh, Lamika, don't worry. This whole class this morning is for folks that are starting out. I know it looks like we got a little off track, but stay with us. Everybody here, I'm talking to them as if they're starting out. Lenora asked, like I talked about, when buying vans, food, etc. Absolutely. So the vans that I bought, the food that I bought, the etc., none of that was for me to personally consume. The vans are used to transport people to and from work. The food is to feed people. The housing is to house people. The cell phones is so that people can be in touch with their employers. Now, I do drive a company vehicle. It's a Ford F-150, and it is a company vehicle. And we use it to transport people, use it to transport items, we use it to move furniture. And in the meantime, I have the liberty to drive it, but it is a company vehicle. I don't take it on road trips and things like that. It's a company vehicle, but it is a Ford F-150. All right, Simone, I think we got your message. So let's look at, so all of you here have Grant Suite. Am I correct? And if you do not have it, there's a link for you to get it. So let's look at, let's search for a grant, okay? When you're searching, you want to use some keywords. So let's look at housing. You type in housing, actually pulls up grants that are available for housing. Let's type in transportation, pull up grants. Do y'all see this?
So Dr. Hackett, I have a question, because I think I've been doing it wrong. I've only been looking for grants that's like regional, like in Texas. So when I type in housing, say for instance, I guess I could just pull up any grant and apply, or is it done by state?
Both.
Okay.
So the grants are on the back end, the grants have tags. So you can type food and Texas. You can type in housing and this is Fredericksburg, for example, right? So this is their charitable foundation, and it comes up. Now this shows all of their grant opportunities. Just because you're in one category doesn't mean that you're limited to that thing only. You can do food in Texas. Well, let's say you do, like this one is in Virginia, for example. Let's say you're looking in your state. You want to look at everything that's available to you, but there are also some grants that are not limited to a state, like the Coca-Cola grant, for example. You can be in any state and apply for Coca-Cola. You can be in any state and apply for Publix. You can be in any state and apply for Walmart. So you don't only want to look at your state, you want to look at all of the things related to what you do. So you think about that according to place. So city, county, state. This software is designed by state, all right? You also want to look at all of the things that you do. So if you do housing, don't you also need food? You also need utilities. You also need clothes. And if you're providing housing, you might be helping people get jobs too. So you might want to think of workforce development or job training. And if you're helping people get jobs and training, you might also need money for vehicles or money for gas. You might have to drive them to work. You get what I'm saying? So you want to look at every aspect. Think of it like a circle. On all parts of the circle, you need funding, or like a star. All points of the star, you need funding. The grants, these 3 grants that I've gotten in the last 2 weeks, the $45,000 was for a young entrepreneurship program for Black Wall Street Jr. to take academics and use entrepreneurship to reinforce academics, math and reading and history. The $40,000 was to help startup businesses get started and strengthen Black businesses. And then the $70,000 was to do a mixture of both businesses and Black youth to help them start businesses. So all of those grants have different targets, but they're all for the same organization. All of them have different targets, but they're for the same organization. And the way I decide on the target, I actually look at the funding source and I say, all right, what do they fund that matches what I need? This is why you need more than one grant. I know I gave you way too much of an answer, but for the sake of searching, search for everything you can think of that you need.
I appreciate it though. Every time I'm like, this pen in my hand is going real fast so I can get it, but I appreciate you every time you answer though. Search for
everything that you need. You search it one at a time and you look at just pace yourself. You can do a grant a day, a grant a week, a grant a month. It's already there. You have it and it's not going to hurt the software. You know what I mean? It's there for you. Use it and use it up. I know I would. Every time I spend money on something, I think about what I can do to recoup my money to make it make sense. It's got to work. You get what I'm saying? And that's why we did this, so that we could level the playing field. There are also some smaller, simpler grants that you can apply for that have quicker turnaround, like $500, $1,000, and you don't have to wait such a long time for those grants. And those applications are relatively easy. But when you look at this grant, for example, all right, Granny T, just a moment. I see your hand. When you look at this grant, it says the fields of interest are wide-ranging and include community development, housing, scholarships, education, medical, community groups, cultural organizations, other similar types of organizations. To qualify for a Fredericksburg Savings Charitable Foundation Fund, applicants must be formally recognized by IRS as a tax exempt or have a fiscal agent. Grants will be made for organizational support. Community Foundation will not award grant support to organizations that in their constituent bylaws practices discriminate against a person, blah, blah, blah. All right. You look at their values, all that stuff. This is where you get to know them and what they're interested in. This also tells you the cap for the grant. Your budget is less than $200,000. Your grant request limit is $7,500. Now, even though the software doesn't have all of that information in it, the fact that we connect you directly to the funding source means that you can learn even more from it. All right. So, if you're under $200,000, then don't ask for more than $7,500. And there you go. And always, 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 if they provide, and they typically do, they provide a contact person, reach out to that contact person and ask a question. All right. Apply now. So let's get back to the software. Granny T, you had a question?
Yes. My question is, I'm seeing where it's saying estimated size of grant, size of grant. And some of them have 0. Is that just, I just wondered with that number, it doesn't seem, is that number accurate, or what does it mean?
No. That means that they don't give a limit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to, the way the software is set up, we cannot leave any lines blank. So if they don't give a limit, then we put 0 in there, which means that they didn't give us a limit. Now, each one of these grants, totally different from any other software. Everything you see here in this software actually was put there by a human. Like, it's not like the computer is not just grabbing stuff haphazardly. Everything that's happening, everything that's here has come through my grant writers. Okay, so we've actually vetted all of these applications and all of these sources, put them in.
What does the $25 like? I see some say, what does that mean when they have a dollar amount? Like some of them really weird numbers, like $25. I'm thinking that's probably not right? But what is, okay.
Well, check it out and see, because now there are some funding sources that just give you gift cards. Like that's just what they do. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
I need to click on.
Yeah, but each one of these was put in by a person. They're not just grabbed and thrown in there. All right. So here's some tips for when you're searching. Use keywords. Your keywords are things like housing, transportation, education, youth, homeless. Okay. The next thing you want to do is check states and topics. So you can put in your state, and if you don't get a whole bunch, then put in words that are not related to a state. And you don't have to worry about like hurting somebody's feelings or hurting the feelings of a funding source because you apply and are not eligible. You don't want to waste time, but you also don't want to be scared to apply. It does not cost you anything to apply. And anybody, I'm going to say this as well, it does not cost anything to apply for a grant. There is only one grant that is legitimate and asks you to pay in order to apply, and that is the Amber grant. Their funding model, in order for them to pay their staff, they actually charge a $15 fee. Okay, that is the only grant that I've ever heard of that is legitimate and tells you to and asks you to pay. Actually, Brandon shot me. His wife contacted me the day after we were recording, and she asked me about a grant because somebody reached out to a person about a federal grant, and because she had just heard me talk about grants for like 8 hours straight, she had referred them to me. I was like, hey, is this legit? I said, no, that was a federal. It says it was a federal grant, but they wanted information from you. Federal grants all go through grants.gov. There is no federal grant that will go through anything else. They will never reach out to you on Facebook. They will never ask you to friend them, like them, send them money, send them information. Everything for a federal grant goes through grants.gov. And when I clicked on that Facebook page, the Facebook page had like 1,000 members. What federal anything only has 1,000 anythings? So that friend, hopefully they were able to dodge a bullet. But anyway, check your state and check your topic. All right. The next tip, utilize the category and type filter for better searching. So utilize the category and type filter search grants based on specific criteria, based on like the grant type and the funding category. Now, let's look at with templates. With templates mean it's already filled out. So let's check real quick. I have Black Wall Street flagged here, or Jordan Peer Recovery. I'm working on Black Wall Street right now. And I say use this grant template. When I do that, that means that this grant is pre-filled with information from Black Wall Street. Okay. If I were to switch to Jordan Peer Recovery and then use template, that means that now this grant is completed with information from Jordan Peer Recovery. Now, the grant does not save until you click save. So all I'm doing is pointing out things, okay? That's all I'm doing is pointing out. So let's pull up one. Let's pull up Publix. Now, you're gonna have to use their system, but it pre-fills the information for you, okay? Grand Island Community Foundation, Looking Out Foundation. Oh, I just now noticed this one, Looking Out Foundation. All right, between $1,000 and $5,000. Oh, do y'all know anybody that this work for? Grant organizations are made available. Grants to organizations are made available for tax exempt but are not limited to disadvantaged youth, public health, women, and the environment and the arts, the hungry, and the homeless. Looking Out Foundation generally does not support endowment programs, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. Do y'all see how easy this is? Matter of fact, I'm going to just send this link. It don't even matter. If y'all don't have the software, anybody just want this link? Oh, Lord, the only person that won is Kim.
Why you say that everybody wants the link? Looking at.
I said, do anybody want this link?
No, I'm like,
Foundation. I don't know. I just be turned up on this dirty stuff.
Wait,
all right. Oh, I said it so soft. Yo, my wife said, she be picking on me, y'all. My wife be picking on me so bad. It's funny. As direct as I am, she said that sometimes when I'm talking, my words are running together.
yeah.
She say, yes, you could use this to grow food in small areas and rural areas. Yeah. Disadvantaged youth, public health, women, the environment, the arts, the hungry, and the homeless. So Lynn, if I were you, your nonprofit isn't up and running yet, but if it were, or if you wanted to partner with the nonprofit, matter of fact, I might apply for this right now. Y'all don't want me to apply for it. I got itchy fingers. I'll apply for it right now. All right. So if I were applying for this for food in a rural environment, I would do it. Let me see. Do I have? Okay. Yeah. Lord, they tell me I need to go back to the Publix grant. All right. So I'm gonna pull up the Publix grant, and then we're gonna come back to that one. I didn't know. All right. So y'all see this? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I just meant if you have the software, you can make the screen bigger or smaller there. So I just moved that to the side. Y'all see how I did that? You also need to upload your W-9 form, your IRS determination letter, and any event flyer or brochure. Matter of fact, I need to do this for Publix right now. When I tell y'all, it's so many grants, so many. All right. So this is the thing. Y'all see, I did this for Black Wall Street. I did not write this, y'all. The system just wrote it. Hold on. Do y'all see what I did?
I'm having problems like when I go in and I already have put my state in there. How do I clear it? I don't see a way to just clear it. Is there like you have to go backwards or do something, to clear out the state and the like to go back? In other words, I have United States.
You did one search and you want to do another search?
Right.
Just go back and click on the thing. Click here.
Let me go back. See.
Now you should be able to. Now I want to show everybody the Publix grant, but if you were to just click on opportunities, then it'll come up like this, and you click housing. You know what I'm saying? Or you do training.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If you delete, it's gonna go back. Okay.
I have to go all the way back to home to delete.
No. If you're inside of opportunities, click on opportunities.
Okay.
And your screen should look like mine, does it?
Yeah, but I have something in the state box, and I don't want that, right? I don't want to put my state, and it won't go away. It won't let me make it blank, so it'll just do everything, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Go all the way to the top where there's a dash. Go all the way to the top where you see the dash.
Okay, click on that. Okay.
And that'll give you all states.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right, no problem. Now I'm looking for ones with templates. Let's use the Publix grant. There's a Publix everywhere. All right. Want to use this template, okay? Because I'm inside of Black Wall Street. This grant has taken, and all I did was click. You know what I'm saying? I clicked on opportunities, clicked on with templates. I typed in Publix. So let's look at this. How fast is it going to write the grant for me? One click, and here it is. It wrote all of this. I save it, And if there's something different, it'll bring up that alert there. If I want to download it, it'll ask PDF or Word. I always download it in Word so that I can make more edits if I want to. So it asks you this. If you know that you want to replace it, then you click yes. If you're not sure yet, then you click cancel and you go back and check it.
So this feature that Dr. Hackett is showing is allows us to be able to input any additional information about your organization. So when you input an additional information about your organization while you're writing a grant, then that information will be in your grants. It's different from your organization information, which is permanent. So when you click use organization information, you're making sure that whatever is in your profile for your organization, you're overriding the current changes. So if you like to keep the changes on your organization information, then you can overwrite, and that automatically draws the information from the first information that you've inputted on your organization information.
So you download that and you send it in. Let's go to food. Now, some of you might want to do that. What was this called? The Looking Out Foundation. Some of you want to do the Looking Out Foundation, and they're asking for a proposal, right? We have proposals for everything. You see this? Proposals for food. Let's see. Let's do a proposal for food in California. All right. Write the letter. And boom. Do y'all see what it did? It just did it.
I think it happened so fast. It was like, what?
I thought I was the only one. I was like, let me be quiet.
Okay. All right. So for Looking Out Foundation, I need a proposal for youth or it's asking for disadvantaged youth, public health, women, the environment, the arts, the hungry, or the homeless, right? It says that I need to attach this cover sheet to a proposal, a budget, and oh Lord, I don't want to email them. It says the proposal, the budget, and the proof of 501c3 status. Do y'all see this?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go slow. I need everybody with me. Make sure you're paying attention. It does go fast. Like fast is good. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. All right. It says to apply for funding, fill out our grant proposal cover sheet. That's right here, right? You fill out this cover sheet along with your proposal, budget, and proof of 501c3 status, right? That's what it needs. Mm-hmm. And everybody else is going to try to figure out how to outline their grant, how to make sure it has everything it needs. And then they're going to have to squeeze it into 2 sheets because they never want more than 2 sheets when they ask for your proposal. When they ask for your proposal as a first step, especially for a level 1 grant, they just need 2 sheets, no more than 2 sheets. 2 pages, all right? And it takes time to get stuff shrunk down, but it's okay because we did it for you. You go to Grant Suite. Mm-hmm. You say, I need a proposal for food. I say food. Grant proposal for food in Florida. Are y'all ready? Instead of 20 hours, this is what I have to do. 1 click, 2 click. That's it.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
I just can't believe it.
That's it.
Damn.
Your statement of need, your conclusion, your budget, your details, your outcomes, your strategies, your goals, your objective, your purpose, your introduction. It's all there. You save it, check and see, do you want it to use the information? Then you download it. Now, if let's say you're in Timbuktu, you're not in Florida, but you like the way this is written, you download it as a Word document and you go in and you change the word Florida to Timbuktu. Lord, y'all just, I don't know, y'all not excited enough for me. Let me do something else. Let me see if I can do it.
Yes, we are.
Let's say you want to write I just showed y'all how to write the Looking Out Foundation grant in did that even take 3 minutes? It didn't even take 3 minutes.
I think my brain just exploded. I don't know.
All right. Let's see you sports activity for youth in Florida, right? You click here, write the letter. Y'all see what it did? Y'all see this, right?
Yes.
You don't have to figure it out. I just did it for you. Your total budget is $57,000. and you need about $5,000 from them, save the letter, download.
Was that a yearly budget?
Yes. And that's when you're just getting started, which is good. You can also, because Adidas also asked for a general proposal, you take this same thing, the exact same thing, you update it and you send it to Adidas. Simone had a question?
Yes, Marty. Quick question. So if I'm in California and say Misty's in California, we both apply for the same grant, does the software change up the wording or we both have the same information pop up?
Now, the software changes the wording based upon what you have put in for your organizational profile. So remember, it asks you for your mission statement, your program design, etc.
Right.
Whenever you submit, it actually updates it based on your information. But if you only ask for a general grant, you see this is titled general. If it says general, it's not going to be very specific to your organization unless you make it more specific.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
But inside of the if it says general, that means it can go anywhere. You're going to have to personalize it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coach, this is Frida. I have a quick question. When you're downloading, my download automatically save as a PDF. How do we switch that PDF to a Word?
Frida was one of the first ones to get it, and I wonder, do the updates happen for everybody all at once? Because she was one of the very first to get it back in the fall.
So the amazing thing about Grant Suite is every time we update the software and improve it, everybody who has software gets that update. So in this case, Frida, when you click download, you will get an option to download the grant, either PDF or Word.
So that's a new feature.
That.
That's a new feature because Frida, if you remember in the beginning, we only were allowed to do PDF. But we upgraded, we made that change.
Okay, thank you. I'll give it a try when I get back in this evening. Thank you so very much.
All right, appreciate you. And how was everything? You went out of town for a grant thing, right?
Yes, my nonprofit organization, I collaborated with someone in Maryland, and Walmart funded us in Maryland, the Walmart in Maryland, and then one of the Walmarts here in my local area also funded. So they pretty much took care of the whole trip and the expenses of that conference that we did.
I love it.
And I also did the Publix. I saw where someone, you had mentioned about the Publix thing, I think a week or two ago. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get it for my nonprofit, but I did it. I submitted for one of my clients and my husband's nonprofit, and they got approved for the Publix gift cards. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm telling you, it's refreshing to know that you're not just out there having to come only out of your pocket. You get what I'm saying? You do have to apply, you do have to take the steps, but just knowing that you have this tool that maybe years ago you didn't know how to access this stuff that was already there. Somebody was getting it, but it wasn't us. And I just want to change that.
And I have a question.
Yes.
And just the young lady that was speaking, I know Walmart is like such an easy, quick little grant to get, but I keep getting denied, and I'm like, why are these people not funding me? So I don't know. Can anybody give me like some pointers on how to actually win a Walmart grant?
Well, the Walmart grant there are two Walmart grants, actually. There's the big Walmart grant, and then there are the smaller ones, the 5,000 and less. The Walmart grant is approved by the local store manager. Their budgets become available in February, and recently they've been running out before the end of the year. So you really need to connect with the store manager. That's the most difficult thing, but it's also the most effective thing. So no matter how good of a writer you are, it's not really going to be determined by the writing, even if you use the letter that comes from our software. It is going to come because you connected with the store manager.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned in Dr. Hackett's class that, because at first I was like that, I was just submitting to one Walmart, but we can submit, and I didn't know, we could submit up to 20 in the Walmart. So apply for the different stores. And that's what I did, because a lot of, like, when I was doing the one from Maryland, they selected it and funded, and they gave me more there than the one here at my local store did. But again, and then try, like, if y'all have distribution centers, the warehouses, the Walmart warehouses, look at their number and submit it to them, because a lot of times people forget about the Walmart distribution centers, and they immediately, you know, for two of my clients and my husband's organization, it's like they back to back granted all of those ones at the distribution center. So that's just my little tidbit take on it now.
Thank you so much for that, because I definitely was not thinking about the distribution centers. I appreciate that.
All right. For a brand new nonprofit, is there a wait time before you can start applying for grants, being that you don't have any financial established yet? There is no wait time. No wait time. The moment you have your 501c3, you qualify for 501c3 grants. There are some that are larger that will tell you this grant, in order to be eligible, you need to be around for 2 years. And most of the time that's capital grants, or ones that are 6 or 7 figures. Like if you need a grant to build an outreach center or to build or renovate a house, they want you to be more established. But when these folks ask for your budget, like this Looking Out Foundation, when they ask for your budget, they're not asking for how much money you already spent. They're asking for this. How much money do you plan to spend? It's all a proposal. I showed y'all the Publix grant, this one, if you want to do the Looking Out grant, or if you wanted to just have a general proposal, if you wanted to just download it on your computer and maybe you want to put it on your website, you don't have to start from scratch, y'all. I've already done the work for you. You just download it. Like sometimes people be trying to cheat and cut corners and have to sneak and do it. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to cut corners. You don't have to sneak and do it. The reason we designed this software is to make it easy for you to do what it is that you're trying to do for the community. Take this stuff, download it, copy and paste it, tweak it, twist it, turn it, flip it, and rub it down. Do whatever you need to do, but don't start from scratch, all right? Also, learn from it. If you're new to the nonprofit world and maybe you've been doing stuff in a kind of loosey-goosey kind of way, you might need to add structure to it and apply these strategies. You need to be able to say, we do 4 things. We provide funding to organizations and programs that offer sports activities for youth. We partner with local schools and communities to increase access to sports activity. We offer training and support to organizations and programs that enhance the quality of their sports programs. We encourage and promote the development of new sports initiatives for youth in Florida. If you don't know where to start, but you know you want to get have a youth sports activity program, do it. And you can take this same language and apply for funding from Michelle Obama Foundation, or you want to send it as a letter and say, this is our program overview. Would you be willing to make a donation or sponsor? All right. Matter of fact, let's look up a sponsor. I'm taking too much time. I can't be out here playing with y'all this morning so much. But I'm having fun. I actually have it delivered, and I was supposed to get through a whole bunch. Let's look at letters. Okay, so letters of appreciation. If somebody has given you a grant and you don't know exactly what to say, what to do, you go to letter, or let's type in, all right, a letter of appreciation. You don't know what to say? We'll tell you what to say. Now, do you notice, and it happens so quick, let me do it again. I don't know what to write, but somebody just gave me something. So I click letter of appreciation. Look at how fast, I want y'all to time it. See how fast it writes the letter.
Don't time that.
Well, that's my delivery.
0.5 seconds, my God.
Come in.
What did you put in the search category though? Nothing?
Appreciation.
Appreciate. Okay.
Anthony, can you do me a favor? There's it sounds like the neighbors have some yard guy, and Dr. Lacey wants to change our person. So can you get their prices or just get their contact information? Because she doesn't like the person that we have anymore. Well, my wife just sent me a message from the other part of the house. She said that I don't like our guy. Y'all, a tree fell on our deck, and you know how you do business with people and they do their thing. But this guy, it seemed like every time my wife asked him to do something, he just nickel and diamond. You get what I'm saying? They're like, well, come on, we pay you like every 2 weeks to take care of the yard in one of our houses. So she got fed up, and well, most of y'all are women, so y'all know how it is. Woman's fed up. So she see somebody working on the neighbor's yard, and she was like, let's find out their information from this guy. I'm like, if we are on a regular basis and a tree fall in our deck, like we shouldn't have to wait a whole week. You get what I'm saying? It's okay.
Or
and like a really, really good one idea.
Huh? Oh, I think she was talking to somebody else. But anyway, but and the letter is written in a way that's already formatted, okay? So you don't have to worry if you feel like you're not a great writer. You get what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm a great writer. I don't know all the official stuff, whatever. You see it put in the date, it's formatted perfectly.
For you guys, for rate, it's like your daily, but at least
It's formatted, it's already set up, it's already spaced out. Like some people don't know you're supposed to have the date here, then the address of the receiver, then the introduction. Hey son, how's it going? And how to format. So it does it all for you. You can save the letter if you want, if you download it, if you need, and just take care of it. All right, it does it for you. Maybe you're doing an event. If you're doing an event and you want sponsorship for that event, I love sponsorship. Need a sponsorship agreement? Write it.
So, Dr. Hackett, the numbers that we're seeing on the letters that you're immediately clicking on, that's auto-populated, right?
Yes, it is. Now, when you download it as a Word, and you can change it, or you can keep it the same way.
Okay, cool. I'll start out with your numbers because right now, yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna have to go. Do anybody have? What do y'all think so far? Anybody have any questions? Well, do anybody think they can use it to at least do something?
Yeah, now I can because at first I was like,
yes, sir.
All right, you go use it. Listen, I did not want anybody to be getting this software and feel like you reached the end of what the software can do. If you put in 10 organizations and you write one grant for all 10, and you have 10 organizations, if you write 10 grants for all 10, you've written 100 grants, and you can do that in a single day. If you can get all of those 10 organizations information into the system, you get their information in, I'll take it from there. Well, my brain takes it from there. This software is based upon you putting in the information, and then your brain plus my brain gets it done. All right.
And you probably are going to cover this in the business side of it, but when you're writing grants for people, and I guess even Frida knows about this, so do you charge them even though, because it's not like you guarantee that they're going to get the money, but they still have to pay you for your time in writing the grant, right? Is that how that works?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
Absolutely correct. Matter of fact, whenever, like, I still pay grant writers. It's just part of the nonprofit world. I paid a grant writer to do the $800,000 grant for me. And you pay whether you get it or not. That's why most individuals just starting out, they cannot afford a grant writer. This software makes it so that the average person doesn't have to afford a grant writer. But you can use this software. You can use it to write for startup nonprofits or for established nonprofits. You can use it for all of them. But what I found was that most of the time, people who are starting out, they say, well, I need somebody to just write it for me. Well, if I write it for you, then my minimum price is $5,000, and you have to pay that up front, whether or not you get the grant. So whenever you're writing grants for people, be careful and be very intentional, very transparent with your contracts, etc. And if I'm training you, then I'll show you how to do that so you can prevent problems. All right. And I hope y'all do apply for this Looking Out Foundation. I've already done it for you. You might as well. Anybody here gonna do it?
Yes.
All right. Lamika, no, that's not a bad question at all. If you set up a business for grant writing, that is an LLC. So you can add it to your bookkeeping business. You can add it to your tax business. You can add it to your consulting business. If you already help businesses in some way, maybe they, it is a for-profit activity. It is a for-profit activity. If you want to work inside of a nonprofit, you can, but you can charge that nonprofit. If anybody needs their nonprofit set up, Mr. Nelson, if you want your nonprofit set up, we can do that for you. I just want everybody here to be ready to take action. All right. So the last call, if anybody here does not have Grant Suite and you want it for you, you can go ahead and do it.
Mr. Hackett.
Yes.
Do you have a resource for us for our website, those of us who are working on our nonprofits now?
Yes. I try to teach classes on everything. I'm learning to record it. and I did teach class specifically on website, your nonprofit website. Mark, is there a link for that?
Yes, sir. I'll drop it in the chat.
Send and to Misty, send her and only her. Send her the workbook. I think I bulleted out the things that are needed.
Okay, thanks.
I'm just sending that to you. Everybody else, you'll have to pay for it. But Misty, I'm gonna send you the workbook.
Okay, thank you.
Every day you're supposed to give something away. Every day you're supposed to, just in life in general, whatever you put out is what you bring back. And I'm learning every day you're supposed to give something. So no matter how much or how little you have, y'all find some reason, somebody, some way to give something today. It doesn't matter if you give a hug, give a meal, give $1, give a pop socket. I don't know, give something. Just every day, position yourself to be a giver, and people will always be in position to give to you. One of the principles I live by is found in Scripture. It says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Shall I cause men to give into your bosom." If anybody here needs the software and you do not have it, you can go ahead and grab it. Mark, you can put the link for that, and you'll see any of the trainings that are there. If you need to be trained on budget, how to come up with the numbers. If you want to be trained on a website, how to do the website, or any other things, click in the link for the store, shophackett.com, and you'll be able to get whatever you need. You have to get the proper documentation to set the LLC. Would it be feasible to apply for a grant that will support in the development of this biz? No. And I really don't like telling people no, but I'm so glad you asked that question. That's a very, very important question. It is, so one of my nonprofits, Black Wall Street, we actually raise money to help set up businesses for people. So in this case, Lamika, you would be a service recipient. You would not be a grant recipient. My organization has received a grant to do something like what you're talking about. So I receive grants to help pay for people's LLC to be set up. That means I'm the grant recipient, you're the service recipient. But I could not get a grant to set up my own LLC. That's typically not a funded thing. And I don't want anybody coming through any of one of my classes or calling me coach and not let me answer that question for them. All right, y'all, if you have questions, bring them so that we can answer them in a safe place. No, Lynn, you gonna call me. That's what we gonna do, Angel. All right. I don't want y'all out there sounding crazy or looking crazy. So if you have questions, ask me so that I can answer them for you. All of you that are here in some way have engaged me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on my list. You've engaged me some way. And so I want to share with you the information. All right. How to set up a nonprofit correctly. That class is how to set up and fund a nonprofit. That's in Shop Hackett too. Mark, can you send that link to Amy Johnson? Well, you can put it here. All right. Well, thank y'all. Love y'all. Have an amazing Saturday. I did not mean to take up so much of your morning. You also find that the more you get into it, the more you're aware of what you can do with the software and in the nonprofit space. Let me know if there are things I can do to help. I'm going to be doing a series of classes. Almost an intensive. If you want to knock out everything you can in like a week, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're trying to do. I want to get the ball rolling. We're coming to the end of grant season for foundations, and we're going directly into another season for grant funding. And I want you to be able to get what's available. And this software allows you to do it easy. All right, easy. All right. Should I ask Tuesday about setting up my LLC? Should I ask on Tuesday about setting up LLC? If you want to do grant writing as a business, you need to DM me because we're finishing one class and we're about to go into another. How to do grant writing as a business. All right. And everybody that has Grant Suite is going to get this replay. All of you will get it. All right. Well, everybody that was here will get it. No, everybody that has Grant Suite will get it. Yeah. But I want everybody using it. All right. Now, the most important thing about Grant Suite And especially those of you that have come in for the friends and family rate, y'all know this software is $5,000. That's the real price of it. All of you that are getting it for that lesser price, that's friends and family, y'all have agreed to give us your feedback so we can make it better. And people that have been with us, they've been talking. We're not nasty with each other. They like folks. I've already given one person their money back because it wasn't working the way that they wanted it to work, and they felt uncomfortable. And even though it is non-refundable, I needed to give them their money back for my own peace of mind. They can just pay the $5,000 price whenever, as they say, I get all the kinks worked out. They want me to get all the kinks worked out. I'll get all the kinks worked out. No problem at all. I'll do that. I want them to stay to the side. And once we get all the kinks worked out, then we'll bring them in and they can pay the standard rate. What do you think about that? Yeah. Seed price and fruit price. Yeah. So I do. And I unashamedly, I appreciate all of you that are willing to spend your money on a software that's part of my dream, helping make other people's dream come to reality. There are so many people out there that need grants and want grants and know about them, but don't really know what to do. And I did not want to wait until we had all the kinks worked out. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get it out because I know that it works and I know it can help you. Okay. So
thank you.
If you have, oh man, appreciate it. You're really welcome. All right. So if you have any problems with the software, any issues, it looks like you're running into a roadblock or anything like that, click on submit a report. All right. You click on submit a report and you fill it out and we'll get back to you. Okay.
You know, I'm always following you around, so I'm going to
Granny T, follow me to Bible study. See, I want to know exactly who this man is. What is he talking about around here?
Right.
It is fine, but I love it. And for you all, I hope all of you will be at the conference in Atlanta. But for any of you that are not going to be able to make it to Atlanta, I invite you to come to Asheville. My event is called Grind Fest. This sponsorship agreement that you see here is actually the one that I use for the festival. The festival costs about $100,000. It has not taken $1 of my money. Not one hot penny. And it's happened under the nonprofit. We have carnival rides, Latin night, salsa dancing, nonprofit and social enterprise summit, funders, food, drinks, rides, a big magic foam machine, all kind of amazing stuff. It's going to be amazing. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 26th, 27th, and 28th. And we want all of you to be there. So can someone put the link, share the link to GrindFest? It's a free festival. Come on out and enjoy. I'd love to see you all in person and show you around and see what has happened. Thanks and praise be to God, the big God. He made it possible and showed me how to find the money so that it doesn't have to come out of my pocket. And I'm glad to show you the same thing. All right.
Quick question before you go.
Yep.
I have my GrindFest tickets. Where's like the locations for hotel rooms?
The hotel. Now there's the link should be on under accommodations, but it is the Holiday Inn Biltmore West.
Okay, thank you.
Holiday Inn Biltmore West. And if you have a problem, just DM me. But it's on there under accommodations.
Okay, thanks.
Where's the best place to DM you? I mean, on the Facebook or
it is. The Facebook is best, even though like sometimes I can get to it, but Mark actually helps me kind of sift through it. And so that really is the best. That's the best place. There are people that have emailed and people that have texted, and that's just real difficult for me. But Facebook is the very best way.
Which one? Because you have like three. It's like Jay Hackett. Then I see
Joseph Hackett.
The Joseph Hackett one. Okay.
Joseph Hackett. And if you have like general questions, put it in the big group because somebody else might have the same question. All right. Well, see y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Everyone. Bye-bye.